Today we're counting down 10 beautiful tabletop and mini Christmas trees, starting with the smallest and working our way up to some absolutely stunning statement trees, perfect for small spaces, bedside tables, and cozy corners. All the links are below, along with bonus ornaments and tree toppers. So let's jump right into number 1. Starting off our list is this adorable 22-inch tabletop Christmas tree kit. And honestly, this feels like one of those cozy little holiday projects you could finish in an hour with a cup of coffee or cocoa and Christmas music playing in the background. This is perfect for anyone who wants instant Christmas magic without having to buy separate pieces. What really makes this one stand out is that you're getting the entire little decorating bundle included with the tree. Ornaments, pine cones, bells, candy decorations, warm LED lights, even a tree topper, and the Merry Christmas lettering. For the price, this is incredibly complete. This would be so cute for dorm rooms, office desks, kitchen counters, senior living spaces for someone you know and love, senior living or a nursing home, bedrooms, even as a second little tree somewhere in the house. This even has warm LED lights with both steady on and twinkle modes, and it runs on AA batteries, which makes placement a lot easier because you don't have to worry about finding an outlet nearby, right? Like you don't have to put the tree because it's close to the outlet. You can put it anywhere you want. And that's great for side tables, shelves, entry tables and hallways, little cozy corners where cords normally get in the way or they don't reach. This really is the kind of little tree that instantly changes the atmosphere of a room. It just brings a little Christmas instantly. You set it up, you turn the lights on, and suddenly everything feels warmer, softer, and festive. It just brings a little holiday glow into your space without a lot of effort. Honestly, I wish I'd had it for my mom when she was in the nursing home. She would have loved it. Number 1 was the full little decorating kit. Number 2 is more of that cozy, already styled centerpiece tree. This is the ININ 2-foot pre-lit flocked Christmas tree. And this one has such a warm little tabletop presence. As you can see, it already has that snowy flocked look. It comes with warm lights. I love the red berry clusters and the pine cones, so it feels decorated without being busy. Like it's just natural. It's just beautiful. This is the kind of tree you could definitely use as a centerpiece, or put on a kitchen island, a sideboard, or even near a coffee station. It makes the whole space just feel more festive. It's also an Amazon's Choice item, which is always nice when you're looking for something small, affordable, and easy to place. Like you can have some confidence in it. As I mentioned, this one stands about 2 feet tall, so it gives you a little more presence than the tiny mini trees, but it's still very easy to use in smaller spaces. It's battery operated, uses AA batteries, which is easy. They're not included, of course, right? We know the old saying, batteries not included, but that cordless design, again, is part of what makes it useful. You can put it wherever you want and not worry about extension cords or, having to put it where the outlet is. I love that this one has a timer function too. That's another reason why I chose this tree. You can set it for 6 hours on, 18 hours off. So once it's placed and turned on, it can just quietly do its little Christmas job every evening without you fussing with it. And that's perfect actually for someone in a nursing home where they might be a little bit difficult for them to get up. So it'll just go on for them and shut off. Okay, again, it's perfect for little spaces, offices, anywhere you want a little holiday magic without adding another thing to your daily list. You can set it and forget it. And one other feature I just wanted to add in is that it uses a mix of PE and PVC branch tips, which helps give it a fuller, more realistic look. For a small tree, it's nice. The red berries, the pine cones already added, you really don't have to do anything to it. Of course, you can add a few tiny ornaments if you want, but honestly, this one already has that sweet winter wonderland feeling right out of the box. It's perfect for someone who wants Christmas warmth in a small footprint. A little coffee table, kitchen counter, bedroom dresser, just anywhere a full-size tree doesn't make sense. It's easy, it's pretty, it's already styled, and it has that soft snow and berries look that you can carry right through Christmas and all winter long. You can leave it up all winter long because of the winter vibe. And now, number 3, we're moving into trees that feel a little more like full traditional Christmas trees, just smaller. This is the National Tree Company 3-foot pre-lit Nordic Spruce. And this one has such a classic, timeless Christmas shape. It comes pre-lit with 50 clear lights, has 363 branch tips for a fuller look, and it sits in this really pretty burlap-style wrap base. It gives it a homey farmhouse feel without looking overly rustic. This is also an Amazon's Choice tree, and honestly, I can see why. What I really like about this one is the scale. At 3 feet tall, it starts feeling less like a tabletop decoration and more like a true small space Christmas tree. It would work beautifully in an apartment corner, beside a fireplace, near an entryway, in a bedroom, even a little reading nook with a comfy chair nearby. You can see it's beautiful even without ornaments. The shape and lighting already do so much of the work. It's just beautiful the way it is. And this one also uses what National Tree Company calls feel real branch tips. So the branches have a more natural, realistic look instead of that flat artificial appearance, some artificial trees can have. The lights are already pre-attached to the branches, which makes setup easier, and it's made with durable, fire-resistant materials, and it's designed to last for years. So if you store it and shape it properly, you're going to have it for many, many years. I do agree with the listing advice on this one. Take your time fluffing and shaping the branches. Don't just pull them out and say, why doesn't it look like the photo, right? Trees like this really transform once the branches are opened up fully. So take your time. You're going to be looking at it all season. This is one of those trees that feels simple in the best possible way. No heavy decorating required. No complicated setup, no giant footprint taking over the room. Just soft white lights, a realistic shape, and that cozy little winter glow that instantly makes that space feel calmer and more festive. There's a quiet reverence with this little tree. This would be gorgeous with just a few tiny ornaments, maybe even some little red cardinals clipped into the branches, or even left completely natural the way it is here. And now we're moving into one of my favorite trees for tiny corners and narrow little spaces. This is a very different design. This is the National Tree Company Downswept forest tree, and the one I'm showing here is the 3-foot version. What's really nice is that this tree also comes in a 2-foot, so smaller, and 4-foot sizes, which gives you a lot of flexibility depending on your space. This is also an Amazon's Choice tree. Visually, it just has such a different look from the fuller Nordic spruce we just looked at. The branches have that soft downswept shape, almost like fresh snows gently weighing them down. The flocking gives it this quiet little winter cabin feeling. It's beautiful. What makes this tree special is how narrow it is. It's only about 14 inches wide, so this is perfect for small corners and entryways. Really, those little narrow spots, basically the little nooks, those awkward little spaces where a wider tree either wouldn't fit or it would be too crowded, like it would feel stuffed. This is perfect. And really, this is exactly the kind of tree people look for and rarely find. Not everybody has room for a big round tree. Sometimes you just want a little soft glow tucked into a dark corner of the room, and this shape works beautifully for that. I know you know. Rearranging the furniture every December, right? I've done it. We did it for years. I did it with my mom. It's like a thing to do. And I just don't want to do that anymore. This 3-foot version is tall enough to feel noticeable, right? It's a yard, but still very lightweight and easy to move around. It's only about 4 pounds. So it's very, very easy to set up. And because it does come in multiple sizes, you could put one in a corner and a smaller one on a tabletop or mantle if you wanted a more elegant, cohesive look. Matching trees, different sizes, right? Like the magazines and the shopping channels. Anyway, this one has 50 clear lights, nearly 200 branch tips, and I do think this is another tree that really benefits from taking your time when you shape it. Spend 20 or 30 minutes fluffing it out a little, separating the tips, and letting the branches fall naturally. Let it look natural. That's what gives it that realistic snowy silhouette. Just take your time. This tree doesn't need heavy decorating at all. Honestly, the flocking and shape are already the statement. A few tiny ornaments, adding some fairy lights maybe, little birds again, or even just leaving it completely natural would all look beautiful on this one. It's slim, it's elegant, it's wintry, and really perfect for lighting up those darker corners where you want Christmas atmosphere. You don't need to take up an entire room, just a little spot. With number 5, we're moving into something completely different. This is the ENVEN 4-foot Norfolk pine tree, and this one feels much more like a modern designer tree than a traditional mini Christmas tree. It has that light, airy Norfolk pine shape with softer, natural-looking branches. Comes with the warm white lights. The sleek black decorative pot gives it a really elegant, minimalist look. It's really, really minimalist. It's elegant. It's very modern. And honestly, this is one of those trees that could stay out all winter long, even after the Christmas decorations come down. And what I love about this one is that it already looks beautiful before you even decorate it. You could honestly leave this completely natural with just the lights on, and it still feels warm, cozy, and intentional, like it was put there for that spot. This is perfect for people who like softer, more modern holiday decorating instead of the heavily decorated traditional trees. And because it has that slimmer shape, it works beautifully beside sofas and near fireplaces. Little reading nooks again, entryways. It just works everywhere. It's very nice, even in a sunroom. Be beautiful. What's special about this pre-lit tree is that the warm white lights have 8 different lighting functions, 8 different settings, including the steady glow, of course, the flashing, the fading. And there are other modes depending on the atmosphere that you want. So it's so versatile. It's amazing. And because it's battery operated, it makes placement much easier because you don't have to design the whole room, the whole thing where an outlet is. You don't have to worry about that. I love these trees. It also comes fully assembled in the decorative black pot. So once you take it out of the box, all you really have to do is shape and fluff the branches a little. Shaping and fluffing. Shaping and fluffing. That's the theme of this video. And this is where the tree really shines. You can absolutely use one by itself indoors, of course, but 2 of them, one on each side of your front door or entryway, would look incredibly elegant. This is one of the few trees in this video that really works almost like winter decor instead of just Christmas decor. It's elevated and it's very versatile. Again, you want to spend that time shaping it once you get it out of the box. The branches do open up beautifully once they're fluffed properly, and that's what gives it that soft, airy Norfolk pine silhouette. This tree creates atmosphere quietly. Soft lights, natural branches. It has that calm, elegant holiday feeling without needing anything extra. It's simple, modern, beautiful. One of the most unique trees and beautiful trees in the entire lineup. And if you love that elegant, snowy Christmas look, this next tree is absolutely beautiful. This is the Best Choice Product Flocked Pencil Christmas Tree. Best Choice Products, great tree company. It's flocked and it's a pencil Christmas tree. The version I'm showing here is the 4.5-foot tree. This is also an Amazon's Choice item, and honestly, it has such a polished upscale look right out of the box. The fully flocked branches, the slim pencil shape, the warm white lights, and the clean white decorative pot make this feel much more like, think Winter Wonderland, think Snow Queen. It's more than a traditional bulky Christmas tree. It's just very elegant, very wintry. It's beautiful. And if you need something larger, this also comes in a 6-foot version, which is great. I love it, actually. I love this tree. This is one of my favorite styling images in the entire video because look, 2 of these trees on either side of a front door would look absolutely gorgeous for Christmas, especially if you like that clean, elegant winter look. Because the tree is slim and narrow, it works beautifully for your porches, entryways. It works beautifully in hallways, by staircases, smaller living rooms where you still want something dramatic. This is definitely a statement tree, but you don't need to take up too much space. Beautiful. The 4.5-foot version is just over 20 inches wide, so it's not even 2 feet wide. So it gives you height and presence without needing a huge space. It does not leave a huge footprint. I really like that the branches begin a little higher above the base because it keeps the tree feeling airy and elegant instead of crowded or bulky way down. I mean, you could fit presents underneath nice little figurines or statues or whatever. I love it for that. This one is also special because it has 3 different lighting modes, including the steady glow. It has a slow fade and the really pretty twinkle effect, which gives the tree that soft, sparkling winter look. This is another tree that works beautifully tucked into corners or smaller spaces. And even though this image is showing the taller 6-foot version beside the staircase, you could easily create the same look with the 4.5-foot version in an apartment corner on a table, near a fireplace, beside a console table, in an entryway. Seriously, you could have that same look just on a table. It has that elegant finished room feeling without overwhelming the space. And I love that they use that modern decorative pot instead of a traditional stand because it does make the tree feel more intentional and styled. The flocking on this tree is beautiful. It has that soft, fresh snow look without being overly heavy. Remember when they first started flocking? Some of you might remember from my time. It was just loaded on, like sprayed on. This is very light, and paired with the warm lights, it creates a really soft winter glow. And this final image really shows how versatile this style can be. Whether you go with the 4.5-foot version for smaller spaces or the taller 6-foot tree for a more dramatic look, either way, this tree is dramatic, and it's one of those trees that really makes a room instantly feel calm, elegant, and beautifully decorated for the season. And if you can't decide between elegant white lights and the classic multicolored Christmas lights, this next tree gives you both. This is the Best Choice Products 4.5-foot pre-lit tree. It's flocked, it's slim, it's the Aspen. And this one has such a beautiful soft winter look. It has lightly flocked branches, a slim, elegant shape, and one of my favorite features in this entire video, it's 2-in-1. It has the warm white and the multicolor LED lights. So depending on your mood, you can switch between a more classic colorful Christmas look or a softer elegant white light look. I like the white lights because it shows all the colorful decorations, but at the same time, some days I just love that multicolor Christmas look. It's festive and fun. This tree also comes in multiple color options, which is very cool, including green, the green shown, the black, and even pink, which makes it really fun if you want something a little different from the traditional look. This image shows how warm and nostalgic the multicolor setting looks, and it has that classic Christmas feeling without looking overly bright or overwhelming because of the LED lights. I think this would be especially beautiful for family rooms and cozy spaces where you want that softer, colorful glow at night. The 4.5-foot version is also a really nice in-between size. It's tall enough to feel like a true Christmas tree. You can leave it on the floor or set it up on a table, but it's also slim enough to fit beautifully into smaller living rooms and smaller living spaces. If you do want a larger version of this tree, it also comes in a 6-foot, a 7.5-foot, a 9-foot, and even 12-foot options. So you still get that slim look if you need it for a stairway or my apartment has very, very tall ceilings. It's a very old building, over 125 years old, and so it has that beautiful tall ceilings. So, hey, the 9-footer would definitely work for me. I've had 9-foot trees before with a big, humongous star on top. Absolutely gorgeous. But here we go, 4.5-foot tabletop. It works. Now, this tree is also special because it includes nine different lighting modes, which gives you a lot of flexibility depending on the atmosphere you want. You can keep it soft and elegant with a steady warm white, or switch over to something much more festive and nostalgic with the multicolor settings. And honestly, I think this is what makes this tree stand out, because you're basically getting 2 different Christmas moods in one tree. Actually, you're getting more than 2 different Christmas moods. You're getting 9 because of the 9 different light settings. Some years you might want elegant winter whites, and some years you might want a colorful nostalgia. This tree lets you do both without buying a whole second tree. As you can see, the flocking on the branches is also really pretty because it's not overly heavy or artificial looking. It just gives the tree that soft, snowy winter effect while still letting the natural green branches show through underneath. Definitely take a little extra time fluffing and shaping this one after unboxing, because slim trees really transform once the branches are opened up fully. That's where the shape comes in. And this is one of those trees that feels festive, and it's flexible, it's elegant, it's really easy to work with, and you can work it into any decorating style, really. Now we're getting into trees that feel a little more luxurious and atmospheric. Number 8, this is the Puleo International Arctic Fir Christmas Tree. I love this tree. Actually, this is the first one I chose for this video. It's 4.5 feet high, it's flocked, and comes in a pot. You can see this tree is absolutely stunning. It has that soft, snowy winter lodge feeling with realistic flocked branches, those warm, clear lights, a gorgeous decorative pot base, and that makes the entire tree feel finished and styled as soon as you pull it out of the box. This one also comes in a 6-foot and a 7.5-foot version if you want that same elegant look in a larger size. The flocking already does most of the work. The shape is balanced and elegant. The potted base makes it feel intentional, not something you threw together from your local discount store. You could add a few ornaments, some glass icicles, which I have in a link below, or leave it almost completely natural, and it would still look beautiful. The 4.5-foot version is compact enough for those smaller spaces, but it still has enough fullness and height to feel substantial, like, yes, this is a Christmas tree. At about 24 inches wide, it gives you that cozy, snowy tree feeling. It doesn't take up the entire room, and it can fit on a table. Beautiful. And this one comes pre-lit with clear lights, and if one bulb goes out, the rest stay lit, which is always nice during the holidays. You don't have to be dealing with fuses and oh my God, you remember the days. Anyway, the lighting on this tree is soft and warm, and instead of overly bright, paired with the flocking, it really creates a calm winter glow, especially at night. I live in an apartment now, and I miss decorating my bushes outside, and when the snow fell on them, the lights would just glow underneath, and that's what this tree is about. So it helps you feel almost outside while being inside. And what I love about this is absolutely my favorite tree. It's family and pet friendly. It's made with flame retardant, hypoallergenic materials, safe for kids and pets. And that's some extra peace of mind during your holiday festivities and mine, because you already know Mama's about the pugs, the pets, the pups, the kitties, you name it. We want to keep the kids and the pets safe, especially if you've got a mischief maker that likes to chew on the tree. Very important. And I'm speaking about pets and kids. Who knows? So this is exactly the kind of tree I could see in a cozy entryway. Near a fireplace, tucked into that quiet little corner, lanterns and blankets nearby, and just putting a nice Christmas movie on, or a nice fireplace, or even the electric fireplace. There you go. It has over 400 branch tips too, so once it's fluffed properly, it really fills out beautifully. Spend some time shaping it, fluffing this one after unboxing, because trees like this will transform once the branches are opened up fully. And I know I've said it pretty much for everyone, because that is fluff and fluff it up. The more time you spend gently separating the branches, and I don't mean yanking them, being in a hurry, getting it done, phone ringing, just take your time, because this tree is beautiful and luxurious once you get that final shape placed. I love this company too. I love their trees. Puleo International. Their trees are beautiful. And I also love that it's a fourth generation family company. They've been making Christmas trees for over 70 years. And you can honestly feel that classic Christmas tree tradition in this design. And now we're getting into the fuller, more classic Christmas trees in the lineup. This is the Naomi Home Cynthia 4.5-foot Christmas tree. Honestly, this one feels like classic Christmas nostalgia. It's full, it's warm and cozy, beautifully lit, and it has that timeless living room Christmas feeling that so many people grew up with. This is also an Amazon's Choice tree. Visually, it really does feel like a much larger, more expensive tree scaled down into a smaller space version. It's beautiful. And the Cynthia stands about 4.5 feet tall, about 40 inches wide at the bottom. So this is really classic. It's one of the fuller trees in the video, 40 inches wide. It has over 1,100 branch tips and 300 warm lights, which is why it looks so rich and glowing, even without a ton of decorations added. This is the kind of tree where the lighting itself becomes part of the atmosphere. The tree is already gorgeous, and then just the lighting itself, you could leave this up all winter long. This tree uses a combination of PE and PVC branch tips. That combination creates fuller, more realistic shape. It also has a sturdy metal frame underneath for support. What I really like about this one is that it doesn't try to be ultra-modern or trendy. It just leans into that traditional, warm Christmas tree feeling really beautifully. This tree has a soft winter glow when it's lit, as you can see, and because it's fuller and wider than some of the slim trees earlier in the video, it feels especially cozy in living rooms near windows. Yeah, definitely you could put this on a tabletop in a picture window. No one would know it's not a full-size tree out from outside, beside fireplaces and spaces where you want the tree to become more of the focal point. It does create a little winter wonderland feeling that's mentioned in the listing on Amazon. Definitely spend time shaping. With fuller trees like this, fluffing makes a huge difference. Take your time separating the branches. Again, like I've said before, as you open the branches, you'll see how the tree goes. It'll show you what it's supposed to be, and that's what'll give you that lush, realistic appearance. This image is probably my favorite because it shows how beautiful the tree looks even during the daytime. A lot of trees only really shine at night, but this one still feels warm and classic and inviting, even with daylight in the room. Honestly, this is just a gorgeous, traditional Christmas tree. Warm lights, full branches, classic shape, cozy atmosphere, no gimmicks, just timeless Christmas. And finally, for our last tree, I wanted to end with something timeless, elegant, and truly classic. This is, of course, the Balsam Hill 4.5-foot classic blue spruce. This is the kind of tree that feels heirloom quality. It looks heirloom quality. Full branches, warm incandescent lights, classic spruce shape. I love spruce trees. And that rich traditional Christmas look that never, ever goes out of style. It doesn't. We can trend this and trend that. This look never goes out of style. And with more than 3,000 reviews on Amazon, this is definitely one of the most loved and recognizable premium artificial Christmas trees out there. What makes this tree special is how naturally elegant it is. It doesn't need over-the-top decorating or trendy styling. A few beautiful ornaments, soft lights, maybe some glass icicles or vintage decorations, and suddenly the whole room feels like Christmas. At 4.5 feet, this is one of those trees that instantly creates the warm, nostalgic holiday atmosphere people remember for years. This brings back childhood memories. This tree uses 100% classic needle foliage with over 800 branch tips for a really full, traditional silhouette. The warm incandescent lights are hand-strung, which is what I used to do. It would take me a day and a half to do my tree, my 9-footer. but they're hand-strung, and that is what gives it that softer, old-fashioned glow. And that's very different from the modern LED trees, I find. The LED lights are brighter, but they don't cast as much that beautiful glow that the incandescent lights do. The lights also stay lit, even if one bulb goes out, yay, and they're designed to last for thousands of hours. And honestly, paired with the classic blue spruce shape, the lighting on this tree is just gorgeous. The branches themselves have that really timeless, realistic spruce look. Just a beautiful, traditional Christmas tree. And once this tree is fully fluffed and decorated, it really has that luxury Christmas store display feeling. Right? The display window? This is the one. And this uses Balsam Hill's Easy Plug technology, which helps eliminate a lot of the tangle light frustration people usually deal with during setup and taking it down, really. Like all the fuller premium trees, definitely take your time fluffing it. Go section by section. Start from the bottom, open the branches carefully, and work your way upward. That extra time is what gives the tree that rich, realistic, heirloom quality shape, that Christmas store window display. I also like that this design comes in multiple sizes. This tree you can get from smaller cozy room versions all the way up to the large statement trees for full family rooms. So if you fall in love with this style, you can really scale it to your space. This one also does come as a full premium package. You get the stand, protective gloves, replacement bulbs, fuses, storage bags, scratch-proof feet for hardwood floors, very nice, and even a foot pedal control for the lights. So it feels less like just buying a tree and more like investing in a complete Christmas setup you can enjoy year after year. They're really worth the money. Honestly, I think this is the perfect tree to close the video with because it represents that timeless, classic Christmas feeling so many people are still looking for. The warm lights, the beautiful shape, traditional elegance, the kind of cozy holiday atmosphere that never, ever goes out of style. And there you have it, 10 beautiful tabletop and mini Christmas trees, ranging from tiny cozy decorating kits all the way up to elegant statement trees for larger spaces. I love every single one of these for different reasons. That's why I chose each one. It took me a while. It took me a couple of months, actually. And I think there's something here for almost every decorating style. I know there's something here for every decorating style, whether you love classic Christmas, snowy winter flock trees, soft warm white, or multicolor trees, or vintage holiday magic. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, turn on notifications. Please help us get to 1,000 subscribers. And stay tuned, because we still have slim pencil trees, larger Christmas trees, more trees, ornaments, wreaths, holiday decor, and a lot more Christmas content coming up very soon. And as always, I'll see you on the flip side.